Welcome to another episode of the Call Your Mother podcast. I'm Mary Ellen.
And I'm Megan, a mother-daughter duo here to talk life, love, and lessons with a whole lot of laughs.
Every week, we'll dive into real conversations from two generations, two perspectives, and one big heart.
We'll share stories, swap advice, and maybe even get a little teary.
Okay, probably me. But don't worry, we always find our way back to laughter. Let's face it, life's messy, but you don't have to go it alone.
Let's get into it.
Hi.
What's up?
Not too much, although I am super curious if you found your earrings.
Yes. So, for our listeners, yesterday I called you in a semi-panic because I have this little mesh bag that I like to hold my jewelry in when I travel. And for the life of me, I couldn't find it. And I was freaking out because I got new earrings yesterday. Yeah. But I was like, it reminded me, I haven't seen a pair of earrings in a while. And they're the earrings that I wore for my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of freaking out. So I decided to tear apart my apartment looking for this little bag. James involved.
You called me.
I called you. I texted Mary, my mother-in-law. I texted my friend that I dog sat for in January because I just could not find this bag. And mind you, I really try hard to not have a ton of bags, but it's hard sometimes.
I think any woman can say that.
I guess. So anyways, I have a couple purses. I have a couple that tote bags. And then I have two backpacks that I use primarily. So I completely tore the backpacks apart. I even got our suitcase out from the honeymoon. So I was like, I remember having them there. Anyways,
Yeah.
long story short, I had shit everywhere. I was kind of in a panic. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a moment and stop. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to be refreshed in the morning. I'm going to stop. And my friend who I dog sat for texted me. She goes, have you checked your car? Maybe it fell out in your car. Okay. So in the morning, I'm going to the gym and I get in my car. I turn my car on. I go in the back seat and I have a little bag in my car for my bug spray, my sunscreen, things like that.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, it's in that bag.
Get out.
I was
I'm
like,
glad you found it.
oh my God. I was really the only bag I didn't check.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to go out last night and check it. But anyways, so yes,
I
I found
hate
my
when that
earrings.
happens. I hate when you lose something and you it's like you can see it and you're just like,
Because I remember I cleaned the earrings a while back, but then I was also I had other earrings in this bag, so it wasn't just those earrings, but I was just like, where is it? So I think me last night just taking a pause, taking a breath, and honestly, because I took everything out of my backpacks, I was able to clean out all my old receipts, all my random pieces of paper, all the trash and the Band-Aid wrappers and things like that. So I cleaned that all out, put them in the garbage.
yeah,
And I even put the backpacks through the wash, and I washed.
wow, this was like a thorough undo and put back together. I know when I left you on the phone, I was like, this might be a good idea to just take a little piece of whatever tornado broke out there and just put it back together. So you not only put it back together, you washed it before you put it back.
I washed it, and I just got all the crap out, and I reset, and I found my earrings. But I feel like that moment of me just stopping and also cleaning this whole situation, because clearly it was lost because everything was disorganized and full of junk. I felt like that was an act of self-love.
Yes, I would have to say so. I think it was an act, not just the act of self-love, but I also think it was an act of self-love because not undoing it and putting it back together, but the whole pausing.
Right.
Giving in to, I can't fix this. I'm going to just pause.
But I also was kind of getting down on myself because it was I started going down the negative self-talk of, you have so many bags. Why do you have so many bags? Why can't you just put shit where it belongs? Well, there is no place where it belongs because you have so many things. And then I got down the rabbit hole of I have too many things. And then I was just no, this is not helping me. I'm just going to stop.
It's funny. So my self-love would have been, so Friday, we actually went with friends to Naples for happy hour, late lunch. And then there's this store that's called The Best of Everything. And it has the best of everything. It has
I kind of
bags.
love that.
Yeah, it has bags. It has cheaters, like hair decorations. It had the cutest hats for like the Kentucky Derby, like the little hats, big hats or whatever. Anyhow, in the back of the store in the corner, there was a bag. It was a bag. It was a nice cloth bag. They had a matching makeup bag. I had to restrain myself, but it was the last one. It was dark pink, light pink, like ivory and white background, palm trees, not palm trees, but palms from palm trees. And it was the cutest thing ever. It wasn't like Barbie pink, but it was nice. And then I saw the price tag and I was like, oh, and I did the same thing. I was going down the rabbit hole of like, oh my God, I have so many bags. I really don't need another makeup bag, blah, blah, blah. But I got the bag. So that was my self-love.
Okay, but why, let's dig a little deeper into that. Why was that your act of self-love?
Because I did something for me.
Mm.
I did something for me. And the logical thing was, how many bags do you have? Right? You did that when you were looking for your earrings, you were probably like, oh my God, I have so many bags. But that's what I did. Like, I didn't criticize myself. I embraced the fact that it was the cutest bag ever. It wasn't plastic. It was a nice canvas cloth. I could totally picture myself bringing it to the beach or even using it for shopping, honestly. And and I just really liked the design. I really liked the colors and the price was great. So I did it and made me happy.
Cool. Love it.
Felt good.
Yeah. So I figured we could talk about self-love a little bit more today. How's that sound?
Sure, let's do it.
So there's 8 limbs in yoga. The first limb is the yamas, and then the second limb is the niyamas. And these are the ethical principles of yoga. And there's 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. So the first yama.
Yamas and niyamas?
Yes.
Okay.
So the first
You
yama.
said it really fast.
I know. I know.
Yamas and niyamas. Okay.
The yamas and the niyamas, yes. So the first yama is called ahimsa, which, if people do not know, ahimsa means nonviolence. And what I really like about that is, as it pertains to self-love, how we treat ourselves is how we treat other people. But another part of that, and I think we've touched on it with both of our examples, is how we talk to ourselves. That's a huge part of it, right? So I guess it's really good to step back and just be aware of how we're talking to ourselves, because a lot of self-talk can be negative and violent, right? And so,
well, yeah, not intended, but yes. And I think we're harder on ourselves than we are to others.
Right. But if we're talking about how we treat ourselves is how we treat other people, if we have a really high standard for ourselves, that's also going to come across to others, right? And then it's like,
yeah,
I think for me personally, like, I have high expectations of myself and a high standard, and then that
I have no idea where you got that from.
Who knows?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think I've had to do a lot of work on accepting who I am, and that I'm saying like all parts of me, not just the good, also the not so good. And that can be really hard. It's
very hard.
You kind of have to look at your demons, so to say, right?
Well, it's kind of yin yang, masculine and feminine, like you talked about in the other episode, right? And then, and it's being able to honor all parts.
Right. And so I feel like ever since I've been able to do that, to just accept me, all parts of me, I've been able to show up in my life in a better way because I'm aware of it, first of all. Second of all, it's like, okay, if there's something I really don't like about myself, what am I going to do to change that? Because it always starts with ourselves.
It does.
And so, like, for me personally, and I'd love to hear if you have an example, like, one thing that I've been really working on is my tone of voice and, like, how I sound when I'm talking to someone. Because I could be freaking out in my head, and sometimes that comes out in the tone of my voice, right?
Yeah.
And it's, like, not about the other person I'm talking to. It's just I'm like battling with myself internally. And so I've been really working on, like, if I'm really stressed or if something like irritates me and sets me off, like, I've been really trying to, like, not project that onto someone else. And so I think it's really helped improve my relationships because I'm not Like I'm not making my problem someone else's,
Right.
you know.
I do.
I'm owning it.
Yes, I definitely think so. I agree with all of that. I think where it's always something that you have to work on. It's always something that you have to put awareness to. And it's always something kind of like your earrings, like where did I put my earrings? Like sometimes if you're feeling off or whatever, it's like you have to remind yourself, am I giving myself self-love or am I being, cognizant or aware of how I'm projecting or that sort of thing? And I don't know, for me, lately, I'm listening more
Mm.
and talking less. But I'm also, on the flip side of it, I'm also trying to be aware and make sure that there's still that interaction. So it's not as though people will think that I'm not engaged
Mm-hmm.
and trying to find that type of balance. I've done the whole, like you said, like, the tone, although, that's always a reminder. And I think it's more a reminder only because like I run 50 miles per hour and my thoughts are always 3 steps ahead. And that's something that is just a bad habit professionally that I can't shift easily personally when I'm, having conversations with people. So,
I think that's just a good, like, it's a good reminder that we need to slow down.
well, it is a good reminder. Well, when you slow down, then you're being aware, you're listening to yourself, you're actually giving yourself self-love to be able to kind of acknowledge all of that. Yes, we run way too fast. I mean, how many times I actually catch people while I'm out. I don't know if this happens to you, but I'll be out running errands or whatnot, and I'll have to stop because I'm waiting in line, right? I have to stop because I have to
Mm-hmm.
wait in line to do something. And then I catch the eye of somebody else that has to stop too. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
funny because we'll both like catch each other's eyes and we'll both, smile at each other or whatnot. And it's kind of funny because it's like this understood thing, like we have to stop because we all run so fast.
And some people don't want to stop. I think that's just a byproduct of our society nowadays. The expectation that everything has to be 100 miles an hour. And when people are forced to stop, like if you're at the store and you're waiting in line, or maybe the cashier is new and is learning and it's taking a little longer
Yes,
than normal, people get so ticked off. And it's just
100%.
like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, we can't do anything.
Mm-hmm. I
I
know.
just here. It's like the acceptance. And I think that's also like same thing with the self-love. When you are giving yourself love, you are fully accepting yourself for who you are.
Right, right. Yes.
And
And
I
that
teach,
is like, listen, some people define let's talk about defining self-love.
yeah, I
Because
think that's a great idea.
some people define self-love, like I like how you said it's all the parts, right? But it's also the actions too. Like you can give yourself self-love in terms of acknowledging all the parts.
Mhm.
Or some people define self-love like I'm gonna go and get a massage, right? Which that is a form of self-love also.
Mhm.
Or buying a bag that
But you know
you
you
just,
probably don't need.
right, but it's so cute that you're just gonna get it.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question, and I've asked people this before, and they like they're caught so off guard because again, I don't think this is ingrained in our society. And the
Oh
question
God,
is,
now I'm nervous. Okay, shoot.
no, the question is, if you were to take yourself out on a date,
Hmm.
what would you do and why?
I would take myself to a Howard Jones concert. And I would actually, no, I'm serious. And there's a reason why behind that. I would take myself to a Howard Jones concert and I would also probably, and a really good meal.
Mm-hmm.
Howard Jones was, I don't, that's more, it's not about Howard Jones himself, it's the music. So I think, for me, it was the lyrics and the music and the artist at a time in my life was like really, really influential
Mm-hmm.
that it's almost melancholy and like to go back to that and like,
Mm-hmm.
and visit. And because that was a time that was easy for me. There wasn't all of these like responsibilities like I have to pay a mortgage. I need to
Mm-hmm.
pay for water and sewer and electricity and, car insurance, blah, blah. So that is soothing. That would be soothing for me. to go and listen and almost like transport myself back to remind myself of that feeling and, and a reminder to give myself that love, even though life is crazy. Like, so to your point, the food is just, I'm a foodie. Steve will be watching the Food Network every so often, and we will get like just caught up and engaged in all of these chefs that do these very, very simple pasta dishes. And it's like the both of us are so funny because we're both like, oh my God, that looks so good,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do. And it doesn't even, I don't even have to see him in person. I could just go and sit in a room and listen to that music. Or I would, and I shouldn't say and I would have a really good meal because I don't know, there's this euphoria like around having a good meal because I'm a foodie.
I love it.
It's kind of like you and your smoothies.
Oh wow.
I
James
know.
makes fun of me because I like my smoothies. Well, it's funny.
It's not even, no, it's not even, the smoothies are funny because it's not even so again, the smoothies is like the meal for me or listening to Howard Jones. The smoothies for you, it's like I can see you, like you're putting the smoothie together and it's like this ritual. And it's like,
It so is.
it is. And you got this rhythm and this ritual and you're putting your smoothie together and it makes you happy. Like if you're in your happy place when you're making your smoothie. And even and so I've also noticed too over the years that if you have a really good smoothie, you're really funny because you'll be like, oh my God, that's so good. Oh my God, that's so good. You say it like 8 million times while you're drinking your smoothie, which makes me laugh too. So,
I remember when I first made you my smoothie in
hmm
Marshfield, and
hmm
I remember you were like, "Ooh, this is good." Like,
yeah, but you have taken it to a whole different level now
oh,
because
I jacked that thing up
there
with
is
all
so
my
much stuff in
tinctures.
there. I
Yeah,
know stuff in there.
I got my tinctures, I got my turmeric and ginger root, I got my mushroom powder. I got it all.
So what would you do
What do I do? Well,
if you
let's
went?
see. If I took myself out on a date,
Yeah.
it would probably start with a yoga class,
Mm-hmm.
a really good yoga class. And then, being the basic person that I am, I'd get a matcha latte, an iced matcha
Mm-hmm.
latte. But it has to be not sweetened. I'm very particular about my
I
matcha.
know. I learned that the last time we were together, that you are
I'm
very
very,
particular about that.
I'm very particular. It can't be pre-sweetened. And then sometimes they'll like, you'll laugh about this. Sometimes they'll put like vanilla in it too. And I'm like, no vanilla.
I agree. I'm bringing her up.
Okay. Hi, Liza.
So this is Liza. Liza, can you see Megan? Say hi to
Yes.
Megan.
Hi.
Hi.
So just to finish my date with myself, I
Yes.
would, after my matcha,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably go home and make my smoothie.
Yep.
And I would love to go on a hike with no technology, no phone,
Yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
just completely unplugged in the
Mm-hmm.
woods. And then if the hike ended in a beach setting, that would be cool. And I could just sit on the shore and listen to the waves. I think that would be really nice.
That's a lot, but that would
Well,
be.
yeah,
How long is this date? Is it all
it could
day?
be as long as you want.
Liza would probably want to go.
Liza, um her date with herself would be unlimited treats.
But dogs are gluttonous. Like she'd probably end up puking by the end of the night.
I don't think she'd care.
I don't think she would either, actually.
No.
It's really I have to do say this. It's very funny. I think everybody's fun. She's doing her own self-love. Like she at this new house, she just is like walks around like this is my place, and every so often you'll hear us. People, our neighbors you'll hear us. Liza, Liza, like because she thinks that the pool is like her own water drinking bowl. Yeah. Or the other night was the best. We had the window open here in the front, and they were in the office here, and we were outside talking to neighbors, and the neighbors were going home, and we were walking in, and our neighbor, Liza, started barking, and our neighbor's like, oh, Liza. Like, so everybody knows Liza.
They know. They know. She
Everybody
makes
knows Liza.
herself known. I have one more thing for my date.
Okay. Okay.
I want to end with a hot bath
Mm.
and a cup of tea. I like to have my cup of tea in my bath. And if I'm getting really fancy,
Yeah.
I have like a big tea ball thing.
Mhm.
Typically you use it for like broth or whatever, like if you're making broth.
Mm-hmm.
but I fill it with herbs and I put it in the bathtub.
Okay, I could see that.
You can do an
Yeah,
herbal soak in the tub.
nice.
So I
That
call
is
it bath
nice.
tea,
Bath tea. Makes sense.
and I just soak in it.
That sounds like a really good date.
I hurt my back last year, and that's when I really started getting into like the Epsom salt baths, and I was like, why haven't I done this sooner? I love them.
Really?
They're
You know,
so
a lot of people tell me to take an Epsom salt bath, but I don't think I really have. I guess I should try one. That'll be my homework for this
I think you
episode.
should. I
I
think you
know, I'm
should.
going to. Okay, so what should I expect? Is it different for everybody? Why do you like yours?
I like mine because it's really good for muscle tension, and I have a very physical job, so my muscles are always
Mm,
sore. So I like it really hot, so when I get out, my body just feels really relaxed. Like my
okay.
muscles are very relaxed. My recommendation with the Epsom salt is get the unscented one
Okay.
and put your own oil
That's a
in.
really good idea. Essential oil.
Yeah. Because then you can do whatever flavor you want. Yeah.
Yeah. I love essential oils too. I would end my date with essential oils.
Mm.
My favorite is Breathe Air,
Mm-hmm.
Revives Breathe Air. It's delicious.
It's like minty.
It's minty, spearminty. It has eucalyptus in it.
Mm-hmm.
It has menthol in it too. I gave the little ones out for Christmas gifts a couple years ago, and one of my friends actually used it when she had a cold and she steamed with it, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "I know," but it smells good. It's not just what it does, but like it smells so good, so good. Another fun fact for essential oils that I learned, and I know you like this one too. Geranium is
Mm-hmm.
really good for migraines. So if people have migraines or headaches or whatnot, and you can do it two ways. You can use geranium. You can use geranium to either on your temples if you're
Mm-hmm.
having a headache, like right straight on, or just as normal, put it in a diffuser and
Mm-hmm.
it helps too. But yes, that's a fun fact.
I love that.
Yep, lots of
It's
self-love tips.
yeah. Do you journal?
You know what? I do. And I did, and I stopped for a while. When we decided to do this triple Lindy last year to get into the house,
What's a
I
triple
actually picked
Lindy?
it back. Triple Lindy? You've never, okay, for
What the
those,
hell is that?
now I'm just dating myself. That
Okay.
was that was a scene and a joke. It was a dive that Rodney Dangerfield in Back to School. It's a movie, Back to
Mhm.
School with Rodney Dangerfield. He had a dive record at this college, and the movie was about how he went back and he was going to save the college or whatever. But if anybody knows Rodney Dangerfield, he was just like he's crazy. It's kind of like an episode of like a scene from Caddyshack, right? Like he's just so anyhow, that's what saved the school. He decided he was going to dive because somebody got hurt, like one of the college students got hurt, and he was going to dive. He was like, I don't know, 50, 60 years old. And he did a triple Lindy, which was what his record was set at. And it's kind of like the degree of difficulty. That's why I said
Mm-hmm.
triple Lindy. So the degree of difficulty, triple Lindy, that we did last year to get into the house, change houses, I picked journaling back up
Mm-hmm.
because I found that it allowed me to slow down, to focus, and to be able to just get my thoughts out.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt better afterwards too.
Yeah, because then they're not ruminating in your head. You get them on a piece of paper, and then it's like even you leave it and you go back like maybe a couple days later and you read it
Hmm.
and you go, "This is insane." You know, like
Right.
you read it out loud to yourself, you're like, "Why was I even thinking this?"
But it's so deep. Not deep meaning like it's very dynamic, like our thoughts and stuff. When you take your thoughts from here and you put them on in your journal or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, yes, to your point, when you read them back, I don't think a lot of people read them back though. Like it is a good idea to read them back. Read them back.
I do. I'll go back like a few months even because I
Hmm.
don't journal regularly, but whenever I do, I feel like it's such an act of self-love because I'm like taking the time to sit with myself
Hmm.
and yeah, just get my thoughts out. Especially again when I'm having that negative self-talk spiral, I just get it on the page.
Yeah. And usually when you get to that point, it's a reminder to do an act of self-love.
Well, right, the journaling is the self-love.
Well, some people I don't know, some people make a taco, or some people
Yeah,
decide they're
it
going to go
looks
for a
different for
walk, or
looks different for everyone.
yeah.
So I guess I will put that question out there to our listeners. How do you give
Yes.
yourself self-love?
Or what is self-love to you?
Yeah,
I
I'd
know.
love to know.
That is one thing I will say that I actually became aware of later in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you are being aware of it and experiencing it earlier in your life, because it's important, because those, like, whatever you end up doing for acts of self-love, those are so important to ground yourself and kind of ebb and flow through this life, to your point, when things are great and also when things maybe aren't so great either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It should be a high school like class. Just like, you know what I mean? Like learning your finances or whatever.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes, emotional
Like that.
intelligence.
Like that could be the class name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or like personal resilience.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, everyone needs that.
Well, I can't wait to see what people put in the comments, because I'm always
Yeah.
up for a good act of self-love. Maybe I'll get influenced by some other people's self-love actions. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I guess that's a good place to end. Okay. So the homework is
call your
call your
mother.
mother, self-love.
Self-love. I'm going to take an Epsom salt bath. That's my homework.
And I'm gonna probably try to get rid of some of my bags.
Okay.
I'll donate them. I'm not like throwing them
I
away.
know.
I'll give
Fair
them to
enough.
someone else who might want a need bag.
Okay. Mhm.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.